such a harsh and hard thing to take as an owner, because you strive every day to make your team happy, and if you're anything like I was, you give them everything you possibly can and more, and they still don't seem happy. And actually, I think that's some of what the problem is you're not managing the expectations from the word go.
Yes, yeah, for sure. But I also think this is the thing, expectations. So we expect, because we're giving so much, but I've done this, I've done that, and I've done this, and surely they need to be happy. So we expect the outcome to be what we want it to be.
Yeah.
But actually the outcome, you can't control that.
No.
Because maybe you've not checked out on what would make them happy. Maybe you've done things on your own perspective. Maybe you've looked at things in what you want, but actually is that what the team wants? And you can't control everyone's emotion.
No. And you can't give everybody everything they individually want as well, because
for sure.
I mean, again, I made that mistake. I remember I had a member of the team whose husband or partner, husband-to-be, was doing a job which meant he was away a lot. So actually she was struggling with her weekends, and to cut a long story short, I gave her some time at the weekends to spend with him because she was in a different situation than everybody else.
Yes.
However, that doesn't sit well with the other team members. Mini war erupted, exactly. And I thought I was doing something really kind and that would make her work-life balance a bit nicer for her, and it made me realise that you cannot individualise either, although on the flip side of that you need to take everyone's being into account and what their situations are, and have flexibility. But you have to be very careful, and it's so difficult, I think. It's when to try and make everybody happy in all aspects of their life.
Well, you can't. This is the thing. You're not responsible for everyone's kind of, in a way, well-being. You can contribute to it.
Yes.
But it is going to be down to them, isn't it, in some respect, on how they feel about work, how they feel about their own personal life. But I think for me, it always goes back to the ethos that you have as a salon owner. What is your ethos? If you're giving all of this away, I was talking to someone recently, but I've done this and I've done that, and I'm, make sure they've got this, and, they're still not happy, and there's still problems in the team.
Still want more.
Yeah, they still want more. Number one, I feel that, well, what is your ethos? If that's what you're giving, surely that's what you want as a business owner to kind of portray. This is what you get when you work for me. Whether they take it on or not is down to them, isn't it? You can't control that outcome. I also feel that really through the stuff that you're doing as a business owner to make the team happy is your perspective on things. So we tend to think they're not happy, but it might just be one or two people.
Yes.
Generalizing that everyone is unhappy. Is it? Or is it that one or two people in the team that actually is bringing the team down or going through a lot personally? And maybe that's what we need to isolate and deal with, rather than thinking the whole team is not happy.
I mean, probably what it might be more the case of is that one person isn't happy and they're making their feelings known to the rest of the team, which is maybe causing some kind of upset or instability in the team, but they weren't originally not happy. And that's another thing of when we talk about, and you always call them flossies in the team, but when you talk about difficult members of the team, they can really have an effect. And that's when you start thinking the whole team isn't happy, but it's not that, it's just that one or two negative people
definitely
are bringing the team down. So you've got to take that and deal with that individually. But what I do feel though is a lot of the time when we start businesses, we don't set out what is our program for the staff.
Yes.
What is it that we offer? Because I think if we're not clear, and then the staff start to pick, and if you're feeling a little bit under pressure and you're giving this or suddenly do this on a limb, then they expect it, and then maybe they won't give you back that flexibility or whatever, or you've allowed, but you've got to not expect anything back for it.
Yes, that's it.
And that's another thing to protect yourself as an owner, is not to expect back. If someone gives you that as a staff member, that's amazing. I mean, it really and truly feels incredible when you've got some really good members of the team that stand by you and offer you that support as well. But I think it's a case of, what do you want to offer as an owner to your staff? Set that in place. Yes, that may well have some flexibility around it, but you need to be sure as well, and it needs to be right for the business. And again, it's not one of those last minute decisions.
Yeah, it is. It's. I mean, we talk a lot about the staff wellness formula, isn't it?
Yeah.
And highlight what is it that you're giving.
Yes.
Put it in a staff office. Write it down. Make sure that they know. Even if you're giving fresh fruits for every single day, or you have a Friday morning breakfast morning, write it down. This is your staff wellness formula. Put it there in the staff office for them to realise what they're getting.
Yeah.
But also, I think there's definitely a bit of a generation clash as well sometimes, where, you know, we feel, and I've written a lot about the kind of Generation Z, although my daughters absolutely cannot stand when I say Generation Z, because it's like, oh, you're putting us into a category.
Yeah.
But I think there is an expectation of what they expect from work.
Yes.
Is also very different from what perhaps as a more mature business owner, shall we say, you kind of went through. How many business owners do we talk to and they said, oh, in my days, you know, I was scrubbing the floor and I didn't moan about scrubbing the floors. Now I'm getting a cleaner and they're not even appreciative of the cleaner.
Yeah.
And I think somewhere along the line there is a different expectation, but the new generation, for me, they want authenticity.
Yeah.
They're looking for that kind of place where they feel where they belong to. Yeah. And we should never underestimate that.
Yeah.
Because they can see, they can Google anything.
Yeah.
They've got that answer. So really is, who are you as an owner? Who are you as a business? What is it you're giving? And let them make that choice.
Absolutely. And I think it is staying strong in what you've decided as well. Don't let that, because I think it's very easy to be led by a team, especially in today's world as such, where recruitment is especially difficult right now. It really is. So we're trying to hang on to those staff members, but you can't give the world, because the business still has to function. And you know, it would be lovely if everybody had every Saturday off and you know this, but ultimately you have to realise when you enter into that kind of service industry that those peaks and times of day are key to the business operating. I mean, we've experienced that recently with a client. Yeah. You know, where the team have kind
fed up,
just said, okay, let's shut Saturdays, and we're like,
why? Like, what is that about?
Yeah. And what you have to realise is those team members that are never happy may never be happy. Yeah. Because once you've given that, it will be the next thing and the next thing. Yeah. Whereas if you've created this beautiful environment to work in, they're valued, they're listened to, you're consistent with them, and you involve them, then in essence that should be enough. If that role is right for them.
Yes, yeah.
And then anything you give on top is lovely. It's an added extra. It's, you know, it's a bonus. But in terms of anything else, you know, you can't buy happiness.
No, for sure. And also I think there's an element of, again, you as an owner, do you have that expectation that you're going to come in and everyone's going to be super wonderful in the morning? Yeah. And maybe it's not that, because they are going through themselves. And there was a lot of that throughout the pandemic, you know, they're having a good time whilst they're off, I'm working, doing all of this. It's like, well, it's not a holiday. And a lot of younger, you know, a lot of the teams out there did suffer from not going to work. You don't know their personal situation necessarily.
That's right.
I think a lot of time we assume.
Yes.
A lot. We assume that actually it should be a certain way. Should it? Because it's again down to you. How do you feel? So I always put it back, as a leader, you always have to ask yourself, you know, did I deal with the situation correctly? How do I feel? Maybe it's me not feeling right about the business.
Yeah.
Maybe it's me coming in expecting everyone singing and dancing in the morning.
Yeah.
But that's not going to happen necessarily.
It's not real life necessarily.
It's not real life.
No.
So really perhaps it's setting your expectations of you as a leader.
Yeah.
And what works quite well for you, so you don't have those expectations. And if there is something about the team culture, ultimately that's not right, that's to me what you need to dig down, and a lot of time is if one person, two people.
Exactly. And you've got to nip that in the bud and don't let that continue, because that's when the whole team then potentially appear unhappy.
But do you find that, and we're talking a lot about that because again it's the soft skills of leaders, is the communication.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
And more often than not, it's not there.
It's not there.
No.
So a lot of time what we find is that there is client members that say, oh yeah, I'm going to do the individual meetings, I'm going to do the team meetings, and you're talking to them 3 months later, I had to scrap the team meeting because 2 people were on holiday and this and that, so we haven't had a team meeting for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, if there's no consistency in that communication, that's perhaps where you're assuming a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we know what assuming does. So all you have to do now is press the subscribe button and join us every week for an Insight Chat.
And if you have any burning questions that we haven't yet answered, then just pop in the comments below or send us an email and we can include them in one of our weekly chats.
And also we have started this amazing community of like-minded salon owners to join us on a monthly basis with our Insight Chat subscription.
Yeah, on that chat as well, you'll also get access to lots of free downloads and content that can really support you in your business.
And thank you so much for listening.
And we'll see you next time.